What is going on, everybody? Divisional round football. This is going to be a crazy game. 49ers Seahawks. But as of right now, just remember it's the Bills and the Broncos are headed to overtime. So this may very well take us all the way up until kickoff in the 49ers and the Seahawks. So here we go. Bills Broncos headed to overtime. Every playoff game, with the exception of the Texans and the Steelers, has been really good. 49ers Seahawks coming up. Probably kickoff, I'd say, I'm guessing in about 20 minutes or so. But damn, this is going to be wild. I think everybody's still tuning in, and I have the Broncos Bills game. They're just doing the coin toss for overtime. Overtime rules, both teams get a possession no matter what, even if you score a touchdown on the first drive, if the first team scores a touchdown. So both teams will have a chance to possess the ball. Unless they, of course, will if it's like a pick six, but then I guess you are technically possessing the ball. But Peter Miller's here. We got Drew here. Let's effing go. Yeah, 49ers. So some big news out of San Francisco is Ricky Pearsall is playing. He is active. Of course, Trent Williams is too. We know George Kittle, unfortunately, he tore that Achilles. He had surgery. George Kittle is watching from home. Fred Warner was practicing this week. He is not playing this game, but he will. Hey, Sicky's here. Let's go. Fred Warner is there at the Seahawks Stadium. He is not playing, but I think even just the boost of having Fred Warner out there for a practice, not only that, but Fred Warner being there on the sideline, I know he can, really help, like let's say KJ Wright with the linebackers and like coaching them up. So, and just even having Fred Warner's presence there on the sideline, I think is really going to help San Francisco's defense. What's going on, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights? Always a pleasure to have you stop by, my man. So look, Pearsall is playing. You also have a couple of defenders coming back. You have linebackers D. Winters and Luke Gifford are also active today. 20 minutes till kickoff? I think so, Peter. The game is scheduled for 1 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific time. But I think that usually with these playoff games, kickoff is maybe 5-10 minutes after. It may be even delayed a little bit longer, depending on what happens here in this playoff game. When we're talking Broncos and Bills are headed to overtime right now. So I don't know. I don't know if this is a rule or not, but I think that they would maybe push the kickoff of 49ers Seahawks back until the Broncos and Bills game has finished. Obviously, probably weren't expecting it to go to overtime, and who knows what can happen. So, but in overtime, hi Shifty, watching with coffee from Essex. Let's go. Let's go. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. So, divisional round, 49ers traveling to the Seahawks. What's going on, Tennille? Always great to have you here. A huge game, of course. One thing which I do want to say, and I am super pumped up, and I'm quietly confident. We're not favored in this game. I don't think we should be favored in this game. Do I think we have a chance to win? Absolutely. But when I look at it is, at the end of the day, this team has surpassed my expectations with regards to when Bosa went down, when Warner went down, with Brock missing time, with Pearsall missing time, Kittle missing time, and now Kittle out. Michael Williams missing a bunch of time as well. So many players have missed so much time that I think the fact that we are where we are is huge for us, and I think it's just a testament to the coaching. It seems all but assured that, it seems like Robert Saleh is going to be gone. Whoa, holy moly, Sicky, man. It's been a while since we've seen you. Good to see you too, buddy. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. That is so awesome, so kind of you. Greatly appreciated. So thank you so much, man. That's awesome. Couldn't ask for more. Appreciate you. Let's give a huge shout out to Sicky in the chat. Oh, what a throw and catch by Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton. So that game, Denver and Buffalo, they are in overtime right now. Denver gets the ball first, and it was a nice throw from Bo Nix in between a couple of Buffalo defenders there. Remember, in the playoffs, both teams get a chance to possess the ball. The only way that wouldn't happen is if, let's say, on the opening drive, if your team, let's say if there was like a fumble, then it was returned for a touchdown or a pick six, then the game would be over. But otherwise, both teams, no matter what happens, whether it's a punt, field goal, touchdown, the other team will get a chance to possess the ball. So even if Denver, let's say they go down and score here, Buffalo will get a chance to possess the ball. But thank you so much, Sicky, man. That's awesome. Wow, just really appreciate that. What a way to kick off the stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, buddy. And yeah, this Bronco game is nuts. Back and forth. Both teams looked like they were kind of in control of this game at different stages. Where for a long time in the first half, I mean, it was 20 to 10 at halftime. 30-30 right now as we are in overtime. Denver and Buffalo. Bo Nix is in the gun. Denver's lost a couple of receivers in this game. Quick pass here to Mims, and he just loses two yards. So it's going to be third and very long now. 3rd and 12 for Denver. And remember, if Denver have to punt the ball away, Buffalo would then win with a field goal. Yeah, always a pleasure, Sicky. Great to have you here, buddy. Great to see you, as always. Yeah, 49ers game, I'm guessing it's probably going to be talking Pacific time, probably 5:05, but I do think that, oh, that Broncos fan is not happy. 3rd and 11, though. That Broncos fan, a younger kid, he does not look, he looks a little upset. Let's see what happens here. Bo Nix steps up in the pocket, throws it. Did he catch that? Incomplete. Looking for Cortland Sutton. Would have been a huge catch. 4th and 11. Obviously, Denver now has to punt the ball away. And if Buffalo get into scoring range, and if Buffalo can even get a field goal, that would be close. That would be Buffalo winning. Bo Nix, so close. Vodka rocks for this dude. There we go. Might have to bust out the tequila later for in honor of Kittle. Denver does punt the ball away, almost blocked. Very good punt from Denver inside the 10. So good job by the Broncos punter from the 8-yard line. All Buffalo need to do is Buffalo need to get, if they can score a field goal, game over. Matt Prater, although he's 41 now, does have a big leg. So I think if you're looking at anywhere from like maybe 55, 58 yards and in, you got to get to basically Denver's 40-yard line. Any score now, next score, yes, wins the game, as they're showing up on screen. Yeah, looking back, talking about San Francisco and Seattle, Pearsall is playing. That's huge for the offense, huge for the wide receiver room. No George Kittle, hopefully Jake Tonjes. You're looking at Luke Farrell. Hopefully those guys can step up and have a good game. Look for Juszczyk, like last week, to be involved, I would imagine, as well. With regards to the passing game, we know Juszczyk as a blocker as well is very good. Trent Williams. So when you look at this 49ers team compared to the team that faced Seattle a couple weeks ago, you take out George Kittle, which is not good, but you add in Trent Williams and you add in Ricky Pearsall. So overall, I do think that this 49ers team offensively is a little better. Can't underestimate how important it is to have a guy like Trent Williams. We're definitely going to miss Kittle in this game, but I do think hopefully Tonjes can help, make up for it in the receiving game. And I think the key for the 49ers is you just can't. Josh Allen almost sacked in the end zone, running and scrambling. Picks up maybe 4 or so on 2nd and 9. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for Buffalo. But you look at San Francisco, the key for this game is you just can't go down 2 scores. I think if San Francisco, if hopefully it doesn't happen, obviously, but you go down 2 scores, and that's where it's not good. You got to keep the game close, get points on the board, any opportunity you can. Obviously, what happened in the game a couple of weeks ago, like McCaffrey, the bobble to catch, intercepted. You can't have anything like that happen. Gotta force some turnovers. That's something that the Niners have not been able to do. They've struggled all season with it. Being able to get some turnovers would really help out. Josh Allen throws it downfield, caught Dalton Kincaid. First down, Buffalo up to their own 25-yard line. Former Niner Talanoa Hufanga was on the coverage there and made the tackle on Dalton Kincaid. But yeah, a lot of different things for San Francisco that you got to, things that we didn't do well in the last game. You got to clean up the blocking assignments. That's also another section, another area where I think Ricky Pearsall is going to help. Not that he's the best blocking receiver by any means, but having, Demarcus Robinson, great game last week catching the football against Philadelphia. Not a great blocker at wide receiver, so you can get that blocking, get your assignments, open up some lanes for Christian McCaffrey. Not going to be easy, but yeah. Got to make the plays when they're there. And that's something, that a couple of weeks ago we did not do with, when Sam Darnold fumbled the ball and Gross Matos was right there, could have easily recovered it, didn't. Then a play or two later, it was the 3rd and 17 run for a first. Can't have things like that happen. Those are just back-breaking plays. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Not far off from Niners kickoff, but glued right now to this Denver and Buffalo game. It is 2nd and 7 for Buffalo at their own 28. We're in overtime here. So this is getting a little wild here. If you're a fan of either the Broncos or the Bills, man, nervous times. Denver's defense, can they get another stop? That defense has been so good all year long. Vance Joseph coaching that defense. A lot of great players there. Some former 49ers there. Looking at Greenlaw and Hufanga, both players who I absolutely love. And it's, it sucks to see them on another team, but it's also cool to see them, having success. Yes, so we have San Francisco. So it's okay. So the kickoff is going to be at 5:20 Pacific time. So about 20 minutes or so away from kickoff. So no risk of missing anything there. 2nd and 7 here for Buffalo at their own 28. Allen behind center. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Under pressure from behind. Allen scrambles. Flips it out to James Cook. Dangerous play. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe loses a yard. And just a wacky play. Josh Allen trying to make something happen. And he can make things happen. But also you saw earlier in the game, he did get tackled, fumbled the ball, which led to 3 points for Denver. So house money game, says Drew, and I completely agree with you. Not that the 49ers should just be happy to be here. I do think there's ways that we can win this game against Seattle. But yeah, after everything that's happened, for us to be at the divisional round, I think you just go out there and kind of play loose and be like, yeah, didn't expect to be here. Let's go and see what we can do. Dumps it off here to Ray Davis, who's going to get the first down for Buffalo. Just a screenplay. Looked like Denver's defense read it pretty well, but just not well enough, apparently. Ray Davis with just a little dump-off screen pass gets the first down. Denver, yikes. Yeah, it looks like it's Singleton, the linebacker, just way too slow getting over there. I don't know if Greenlaw is out there, and I know it seems like Greenlaw, just unfortunately for Greenlaw, never really coming back from that Achilles tear. Is there an overtime time limit? Not in the playoffs. Well, in the playoffs, so basically it's a 12-minute time period. So right now in overtime, there's 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in overtime. But if it were, again, thank you, Sicky, so much before your message thing goes away. What's going on, Andrew? How we doing, buddy? Sicky, thank you so much again for the huge $20 super chat. That's awesome. There is not, is there an overtime limit? Sort of. If the time runs out here, it would go to second overtime, which you would basically just, it wouldn't be like going from first quarter to second quarter, I don't think, where you would just kind of continue on where things left off. I think it would just be a complete reset where you'd have to do another coin toss. Correct me if I'm wrong, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, incomplete. Looking downfield for number 16. Have no idea who that guy is. Melissa, what's going on? How are we doing? Good to see you. Ooh, so close for Buffalo. Damn. Good throw by Allen and dropped by the receiver. I mean, Buffalo have lost so many receivers, so not an easy situation for them. Oh, Mecole Hardman. That's who it is. So that's, yeah, to answer your question, is that's what it is. It's, if the time runs out, I think they kind of reset with like a coin toss and everything for second overtime in the playoffs. Now, Allen throwing it deep, caught Brandon Cook. No, is it intercepted? It's intercepted by Jalen McMillan. I think that's his, I know it's McMillan. So that's a huge turnover. Brandon Cooks. I'll be back streaming Grossi for Bills game. Sounds good, Melissa. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Brandon Cooks had it. And then, the ball gets ripped away. This is going to be crazy. How do they call this? Because it looks like Cooks had it. Went to the ground, ripped away by McMillan. Usually in a situation like this, the tie kind of goes to the receiver. So this call right here could determine the fate of both teams' season. Do they call it Cooks had possession, went to the ground, down by contact? Or do they call it a like interception, or is it a fumble? What is the... Iyama Uwazurike has a stat. Go former Cyclones. Love to see it, Drew. It is 1st and 10 Denver. So they did rule that an interception. Sometimes you'll see that. Now it looks like they have to review this. I mean, well, number one, it's a turnover, but they have to review it either way. I mean, all decisions for review come down from above, but anytime there's a turnover, it's automatically reviewed. So I do think they kind of have to take a closer look at this. It seemed like they made the decision a little bit quickly, but 1 sack, 2 tackles. Yeah, number of Iowa State Cyclones making an impact in the NFL. I mean, of course, Brock Purdy. Then you have the they just switched sides, like going from first to... Oh, okay, so... Okay, thank you, Ben. I wasn't sure. I can't remember the last time I've seen a game go to double overtime. It's definitely happened, but I wasn't sure if they kind of... If the second overtime, if it just restarts all over again, or if it just continues on like it's like the next quarter of overtime. Yeah, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, the wide receivers for Iowa State, who are doing good things in Houston. Breece Hall, the good running back for the Jets. Are they going to let the first game finish before? Probably, Shane. I would imagine so. So it is Broncos ball at their own 20-yard line. On first down, they pick up about 3 yards. So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Broncos. The Niners game is scheduled to kick off in about 15 minutes. So we'll see. Well, I would imagine that that this game will probably be finished, but you never know. I mean, it's both defenses playing well, so you'll have to wait and see. Also, yeah, Xavier Hutchinson too. I'm trying to think. There's definitely more Iowa State players in the NFL. Charlie Kolar, I believe, the tight end for Baltimore. Bo Nix dumps it off here, gets it to RJ Harvey, who keeps his balance. Huge gain for Denver, getting near midfield. So that's a huge, almost happened in the Super Bowl, Ben. Yeah. Yeah, almost. Let's not forget that. But that's true. It is true. Yeah, Kolar, the tight end, is an Iowa State Cyclone. Yeah, I'm sure there are a number of other players too from Iowa State, but yeah, definitely a program that's from the success of Purdy and Brees Hall and these wide receivers. I think it's definitely increasing its Oh, Bo Nix throwing it deep. Incomplete. Good job by the Bills DB. Yeah, increasing their exposure, increasing, you're going to get better, recruits and whatnot going to Iowa State when start seeing the program, on TV. You see like these big names. So, bit of contact there from Benford on Lil Jordan Humphrey, but I don't think that's, I mean, let's go, Hawks. It's going to be a good game. Going to be a good game. I think with the 49ers, I think the Seahawks have a very good team. They're the number one seed for a reason. We'll have to wait and see what happens. To me, the 49ers were playing with house money. After all of our injuries, you know, I did not think that we would be here. So, I think the Seahawks should win the game. If they don't win, that would be like, that'd be pretty embarrassing. But yeah, with the should be a good game. Division game, of course, as well. Third time we're playing, second time in the space of 2 weeks. So should be a good game. Hopefully no one gets hurt. Iowa State lost their coach, so I expect them to take a step back. Did he go to I think I saw this. He didn't go to wasn't to Michigan, was it? Where did the Iowa State coach go to? I know that in terms of the college landscape, he went to a bigger program. So, although I'm sure Cyclone fans might take offense to that. Second and 10 for Denver here at their own 47. Maybe a false start on McGlinchey. Nix throws it downfield. Incomplete. And they're going to call a flag on that. Looking for Cortland Sutton downfield. And the Bills DB is not happy about that. And I kind of want to see this. Penn State, that's it. The Nittany Lions. I mean, the DB should not be putting... Penn State and took like 15 players in the portal. J. Frank Parnell, always good to see you. Personal foul. Oh, it's roughing the passer as well. So pass interference, there was pass interference, which they're going to accept. There was also a roughing the passer on Joey Bosa. So either way, just that's a lack of discipline right there. Joey Bosa has no business hitting Josh Allen. Josh Allen clearly had let the ball go. That is not pass I don't know. Like that, I don't see it as pass interference. Like a little bit of hand fighting and whatnot. You have a receiver who wants to catch the ball. You have a DB who wants to defend. Like that, I don't like that call. First and 10, Denver at the Bills 36. Any score they get wins them the game. And Bo Nix is going to lose some yards here. So it's going to be second and 12. We're about 10 minutes away from Niners kickoff, by the way. So as of right now, not missing anything in that regard. Not missing anything with regards to the 49ers. So second and 12 here for the Denver Broncos at the Bills 38. Yeah, I don't like that call. I think pass interference needs to be way more egregious for it to be called. Like there's times where it's obvious pass interference, but Bo Nix launches it downfield. Incomplete. And there's another flag coming in. And it's against Tre'Davious White. Oh, yeah. Drew here. Yeah. Okay. Alan Lazard, yes. TJ Tampa was just drafted last year. Darian Porter, or was TJ Tampa last year or the year before? Darian Porter, another one. Pass interference against Tre'Davious White. Let's see this right here. I don't like that call either. I am not a Bills fan. I'm not a Broncos fan. But I don't like that call at all. Like, that is not a good call by any means. The Bills definitely got robbed. It's first and goal from, and that's going to end the Bills season. So if you're Denver now, you probably just kneel it to wherever your kicker wants it. You probably maybe go to like the center of the hash. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. And it's going to be a chip shot here for Will Lutz to send the Broncos to the AFC Championship game, to host the AFC Championship game. I don't like either of those calls. I will admit that it was definitely pass interference. That one was Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that was pass interference. I don't know if Tre'Davious White, if he, I have to look at it again if he kind of got his head around. But even, I just think pass interference needs to be like, not like a, oh, you kind of hit my arm a little bit. So that, it needs to be like, I'm pushing you or I'm shoving you, or, it needs to be really like significant. In my opinion, like, let's say the receiver gets hit before the ball gets there, that's fine. If you are like completely just, but I don't like that. The wide receiver got tackled with the ball. I don't know if that was I thought the ball was right there. I'd have to see it again. When I saw that replay, it looked, I didn't agree with the call, especially in a situation like this. Now, I mean, there's a fair argument that the call is a call, no matter if it's a preseason game or a a playoff game on the line here. But I don't like the call. 24-yard field goal attempt to send Denver to the AFC Championship game. The Bills are going to call timeout. This is just a little bit more than the old chip shot field goals. So just notice the jersey, Shifty. Dang, that hurts. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, those calls. I just think that's rough, I think that's a little rough. I don't know if Iowa State hired anyone yet, but it's going to be it is, at least Iowa State does have a lot more exposure now in terms of like for getting recruits to go there when you have successful NFL players there. But yeah, losing the coach, I mean, I'm sure that the guy is probably, Penn State is a big school, big name school, and he's probably getting paid like just a crazy amount of money. So, and it's good. Denver advance to the AFC Championship game under, I think, questionable circumstances. I don't like the roughing the passer was definitely a good call on Bosa the because the quarterback had clearly gotten rid of the ball, and then but yeah, I didn't like the pass interference calls personally. I don't know. I think that those calls, I mean, maybe like a holding or like what's another word? Instead of pass interference, it's like pass, I don't know, disruption or something like that. Where it's, I think it, like a holding, or I just don't like those when it's like a little bit of hand fighting. It's like, if you're a receiver, just go get the ball. I think Campbell will regret going to Penn State. I don't think it's a great situation. Well, Penn State has definitely had issues. I mean, ever since, and not to bring up a crazy topic, but ever since, what was it? All the situations that happened in Happy Valley. Yeah. What's the Joe Paterno? Yeah. Joe Paterno and all of that crazy stuff. there seems to have been like a little bit of a cloud that's hanging over Happy Valley. And, expectations are always really high. So we'll see. Good game, though. Ref always stick their nose in at the end. Yeah. Great game. Really, that was a really good game. Back and forth. Denver and Buffalo back and forth all game long. Congrats to the Broncos for moving on. I just wish it was under, slightly different circumstances, but rather than just pass interference, pass interference. Like, any offense, if you're struggling to move the ball, just do what Bo Nix did there. Just like loft it up there, get a whole bunch of air under it, throw it short intentionally, and then your wide receiver to stop to come back to it. The DB hits the receiver, and then pass interference. There's 30 yards. Like, I don't like that. Josh Allen won't be Superman forever. Yeah, look, Josh Allen is incredible. He made some really, really good plays. A lot of his, receivers are hurt, but it's just one of those things. You have to overcome it. You have to overcome it. Like, you look at San Francisco, we've overcome massive injuries, won a playoff game on the road against the defending champs. Josh Allen is just seemingly coming up short. Now, you could say before he kept running into Patrick Mahomes and the vaunted Chiefs team, and he also lost a playoff game to Joe Burrow, who's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Denver's a good team. Bo Nix is a pretty good quarterback. He played the game well, but what color shirts are the Niners we're wearing? Are road whites. Road whites. DJ Gene, let's go. Let's go. Let's freaking go. We're just a few minutes away from kickoff here. San Francisco and Seattle. The Broncos and Bills went to overtime. The Broncos come up victorious. They will host the AFC Championship game. They will be hosting either the Houston Texans or the New England Patriots. That game is on tomorrow afternoon. Either way, Bronco will be hosting either the Texans or the Patriots, and they get that extra day of rest as well. So, which could be huge. Of course, the home field advantage. They don't have to travel anywhere. So we're going to have to wait. That's going to be a good game, I think. Houston and New England. Drake May, CJ Stroud. Stroud has been okay, but just that Texans defense. Drake May has had an incredible season. Probably going to be at least in the top 3 when it comes to the MVP conversation is Drake May. But against that vaunted Texans defense, not going to be easy, but they are at home. So you're covering the game tomorrow, aren't you? Which game? The Bo Nix needs to cut down the teeth whitening. Huff and Greenlaw move on. Happy for them. Maybe, Gene. Penn State is a great situation, except that you have to compete against 3 top 10 teams in the conference every year. Jimmy Rogers, hey, guess he wanted out of the pack. Out of the Pac-12. But yeah, it's 49ers Seahawks, so got a little bit distracted by the Broncos Bills game in overtime. Probably a good thing because it's kind of helped almost settle my nerves anyways. Look, with the 49ers, the game is about to kick off here. I'm kind of just happy for us to be here. I'm happy and I'm so proud of this team for overcoming what they have this season. I am happy that we're here, but I'm not just happy I think that we have a shot here. There are paths to victory. Let's go get it. Here we go. San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. There's Kyle Shanahan. I think the Niners will start off with the ball. Allen took 3 snaps, turned the ball over twice. Yeah, there was a lot of turnovers at that one point, Started the end of the first half and started the second half. Shifty, good luck. I'm really proud of this team, guys. There are paths to victory for San Francisco. But yeah, just proud of the team, guys. Hopefully we can, do ourselves proud. Get out there. Try and quiet this Seattle crowd. I think the 49ers will be starting off with the ball. Over under on the first commenter to completely overreact. Probably about 30 seconds. I'd say on the first play of the game. Who is raising the flag for the 12th man, which they is so original. It's so original. Doug Baldwin, former receiver. It's so original for. They got it from what, Texas A&M? So I think actually Seattle are going to start off with the ball. Just based on how it looks like Piñeiro's lined up to kick off. Alrighty, yes, here we go, folks. Eddie Piñeiro lined up to kick off in Seattle. NFC Divisional Round, San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. Piñeiro steps into it. And the kick is away. We are underway here in Seattle. It's going to be taken at about the 4-yard line. And it's a big return here for Seattle. And this could be, and that's a try to, and that's going to be a touchdown, Seattle. Oh boy. The kicker tried to just trip the returner. And it's a touchdown, Seattle Seahawks. The special teams had been playing so well all season long, but that's going to be a touchdown, Seattle, on the kickoff. Oh my God. The special teams the last couple of weeks has really struggled. There's a flag on the play. I think it's going to be against San Francisco. Eddie Piñeiro tried to slide tackle, like a soccer tackle. So that's going to be a touchdown, Seattle. Yikes. Yep, result of the play is a touchdown. Freaking hell, guys. Not a good start. About as bad of a start as you could get. Special teams. Thank you, Gene. Appreciate that, buddy. Rashid Shaheed, and that, yeah, it was an attempted slide tackle by Piñeiro, trying to maybe go back to some soccer days, but yeah, this is the last thing that you want to that you'd want to see if you're San Francisco. The first thing that I said was no matter what, you cannot go down 2 scores to Seattle immediately. Already down 7-0 on the kick return. And it is good. So it's 7-0 Seattle. Man, the special teams has been really good this season, but the last couple of weeks, it has faltered quite a bit. And just terrible angles all around taken by the 49ers. And that's a touchdown, Seattle. Time for Purdy to shut the crowd up. There's a restaurant in Kansas City named 1587. Guess who owns it? I'm guessing either Mahomes or Kelsey. No biggie. Well, if we're going to go down, they did just score. Tennille, it was a kickoff return for a touchdown by Seattle. Okay, I feel like that is an overreaction is kind of justified there. Yikes, yeah, not good. I think from here on out, if I'm the 49ers special teams, I just say kick it to the end zone, touchback every time. You can't risk another play like that. So just like that, the 49ers are down 7-0 after the kickoff. Now it's time for Seattle to kick it to San Francisco. The ball took a bounce before the 20, so San Francisco, we will get the ball at our own 40-yard line. Because the ball bounced before the landing zone area, The Niners, we will start at the 40, our own 40-yard line. Both Mahomes and Kelsey, that makes sense. Alrighty, here we go. San Francisco offense. Ricky Pearsall is out there. Trent Williams is out there. Both guys missed the game 2 weeks ago. Can the 49ers respond? You got Juszczyk, Tonjes, McCaffrey, Jennings, and Pearsall. 1st and 10, Purdy behind center, McCaffrey the back. Juszczyk in motion. Snap. Play action. Purdy navigates the pocket. It's going to be incomplete, I think. Seattle's trying to return it for a touchdown, but I believe it's an incomplete pass. Clock was stopped under pressure. I think his hand was going forward. Yeah, his hand was going forward, but he takes a shot and hit. That's not a good start at all. Nobody open. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, San Francisco. Ugh, getting behind the sticks is not ideal. Snap. Purdy throws it. Jennings catches it, bobbled it a bit. Pickup of about maybe 3 or 4. Do you plan to play jersey number trivia tonight? Yeah, I would be up for that. So, big play here, guys. I mean, you're down 7-0 on the kickoff return. Offensively, you do not want to go 3 and out. It's 3rd and 6. Purdy's in the gun. He's got McCaffrey to his right. Tonjes, Demarcus Robinson, Bourne, and Jennings out there. Snap is away. Purdy in the pocket, scrambling to his right. Play breaking down. Throws it. Caught. 1st down. Jake Tonjes. Let's go. Needed that 1st down. That's a big play, San Francisco. Nice job by Purdy getting out of the pocket. Good job by Tonjes coming back to the ball, securing the catch. 1st down, San Francisco, into just inside Seattle territory. At the Seahawks 49. Pearsall back out there. Snap. 1st handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets good yards on 1st down. McCaffrey picks up 7. And if you can run the ball like that tonight, that's going to be a really good sign for the 49ers offense. It's going to be 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3, maybe 2nd and 4 for San Francisco. Between the Seahawks 42 and 43 yard line. Come on, let's go offense. Brian Robinson the back. Trips receivers up top. Snap. Pitches it right side to B-Rob. B-Rob gets close to the 1st down. Going to be a yard short. Maybe Niners go hurry up here. Quarterback sneak it. We'll see. Pickup of 2, Brian Robinson. Luke Farrell, McCaffrey come in. So it's going to be a pretty heavy formation here for San Francisco. 3rd and 1 at the Seahawks 40-yard line. What do you do here? You probably have 2 downs to get it. Purdy behind center. Jennings in motion. Snap. Gives it to McCaffrey, who's not going to get there. McCaffrey's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. And it's 4th, and you maybe lost half a yard there. Niners, I think you got to go for it here. Unless you have supreme confidence in Eddie Pinheiro hitting like a 58-yarder. Ugh. That's where not having Kittle really hurts you. Because Kittle is such a good blocker. Offense is out there for the 49ers. It's 4th and a long one. Purdy's now in shotgun. Will they try and draw him offside maybe? Snap is away. No, they're going for it. Purdy throws it. Caught Juwan Jennings. But it's a timeout on the field? What is going on? The play was... There was a timeout called by Seattle. Shanahan is livid because the play went on for like a number of seconds. And then halfway through the play, they're like, oh no, it's a timeout. I don't think that they expected the Niners to go into a shotgun, but like, that's unbelievable. I'd like to see that when he called the timeout, if he got it in on time, because that's just, it was a first down. We picked up the first down. Purdy threw it to Jennings, but so it's still 4th and 1 at the Seahawks 40. Got to get the first down here. Niners going back to more of like a jumbo formation. Snap, use check, flips it to McCaffrey, bobbled, and it's turnover on downs. Trying to get creative and tricky here, but no good. And it's Seattle ball at their own 42. They handed it off to Juszczyk, who was maybe looking to flip it out to McCaffrey, but yeah. It's the special if they make... and they completely screwed it up. Shanahan absolutely livid on the sideline. I can see Brant Boyer there, the special teams coordinator, where obviously did a good job throughout most of the season, but his special teams unit is not very good lately, giving up that kickoff return touchdown. Yeah, not good, guys. Not good. You had the... Shanahan's livid, obviously, for 2 reasons. Is that number 1, we had the first down picked up, but number 2, completely gave away what play, and we have to then go to something else. So, I don't know. I don't have the volume on, so I'm not sure if, and they didn't show a replay if Mike McDonald had called a timeout before the ball was snapped. So, but not a good start at all. The defense here is going to have to come up big. The defense is going to have to play big here because, as I said, the worst thing that can happen for the Niners is if we go down 2 scores. Kittle shots, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't like that play call at all against an aggressive Seattle team going horizontal like that. Just... I actually didn't mind them splitting, going into shotgun and splitting things out wide, but yeah, not ideal. All right. Seattle's going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Yeah, defense has got to make a big play here. I can't believe they let that timeout go. Yeah, I mean, the play was to the point where Purdy was navigating the pocket for a while and then dumps it off to Jennings, and he catches it, and then it's like, oh, it was actually a timeout. It's like something seems scripted. Starting to think, sadly, it's like the WWE. Let's see it here. Okay. To be fair, they just showed the replay. To be fair, he did call the timeout before the ball was snapped. To be fair. But why they let the play go is beyond me. 1st and 10, Seattle actually at their own 43-yard line. Darnold behind center. They hand the ball off up the middle, gets about 4 yards. Sam Okuwanu on the tackle. Kenneth Walker picks up about 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up. Looks like the Seahawks are going a little bit hurry up here. Darnold's going to be in the gun with Walker to his right. Snap is away. Looking to throw. Over the middle. Caught. And that's going to be a first down for the Seahawks into 49er territory to the 49ers 45-yard line. I think maybe this is a good John Harbaugh was jumping for joy when we got matched up with the 49ers. We owned your sad. There we go, John Harbaugh. Thought you'd be busy doing things with the Giants. Darnold incomplete, looking downfield for Jackson Smith in Jigba. Jackson Smith in Jigba. All right, 2nd and 10, Seattle at the Niners 45. Darnold behind center. I formation behind him. Tight end, 2 receivers. Snap his way, pitches it left side. And that's going to be a big gain, Charbonnet. First down, unless there's a flag, maybe a holding, but no, it's 1st and 10, Seattle. That was pretty good blocking by Eric Saubert, 49er last year. Eric Hendricks just couldn't make the tackle. First and 10, Seattle at the Niners 30. I formation behind Darnold. He's going to hand it off right side. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. Man, every snap they're getting good yards. Come on, defense. Got to make a play here. Thank you, Julian, for subscribing. Julian Tejada. Niners defense looks a little bit all over the place now. They're wondering who the hell's doing what. 2nd and 6. Darnold throws it quick. Going to be caught Cooper Kupp. He's going to be just shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Mustafa ran him out of bounds. You got the 2 rookies in there, Alfred Collins and CJ West at defensive tackle. Jordan Elliott is in there as well, and Kalia Davis. So Niners definitely thinking that Seattle is going to just maybe, yeah, they're looking to just tush push this. Snap, and they get it. That's a first down. I brined a turkey and threw in the smoker, all to help the 49ers smoke the Seahawks. Yeah. Less than 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. This game has started just about as poorly as possible for San Francisco. If you can hold them to 3 here, though, at this point, that would be big for San Francisco. 1st and 10 for the Seahawks, just inside the Niners 20. Darnold in the gun's got a back to his right. JSN goes in motion. Snap. But that's going to be a flag on the play. False start against Seattle. Shifty, you sure nailed the defense looking lost. Yeah. You could just see the communication. Like, the guys were, like, right before the snap, players are looking around, like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do? And, you know, that's where you miss a guy like Fred Warner, who's just so good at obviously knowing his own assignment, but getting everyone lined up correctly. So, I mean, in a game like this, when the Niners are so shorthanded, if the Seahawks don't win, it would just be embarrassing for them. So, Niners kind of playing with house money here. Darnold behind center. Lone back, hand it off right side. Get him down. Good job. Renardo Green, pickup of about maybe 5 or 6. Looks like the Niners are actually having Lenore match up with JSN quite a bit. Let's go, Niners. Come on. Let's go. So it is 2nd and 10 right now after the 5-yard pickup. That's just the issue with the run game, man. Like, every play they're getting 4 or 5, 6 yards. Just hard to Hard to play effective defense. 2nd and 10 at the Niners 19. Maybe it's 2nd and 9. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Darnold rolls to his right, throws it. Caught. Cooper Kupp. Going to be 2 yards shy of the first down. It's going to be maybe a yard shy. So it's going to be 3rd and very short. Imagine, yeah, and also remember too, there's no Brandon Ayuk as well. No Ayuk, no Kittle, no Warner, no Bosa. I mean, that if the Seahawks don't win this, I mean, that would be embarrassing, I would say, for them. 3rd and a yard and a half. Darnold in the gun. They do hand it off to Charbonnet, tackled for a loss. Let him go, let him go. That's going to be 4th and 3, maybe. So now, do the Seahawks want to go for it, or do they send out their field goal unit? Good job there, D. Winters, shooting the gap. Lenore got in there too, but D. Winters with a good job right there. And it's going to be 4th and 5. Yeah, of course they gotta kick the field goal. 31-yard field goal attempt. So this is just an absolute gimme here for Jason Myers. Kick is up and good for Seattle. So the first thing that I said when it comes to this game is I said the Niners cannot go down by 2 scores. And we're down by 2 scores. The good news is there's a lot of time left to get back in this game. You do feel like this drive, though, is hugely important for San Francisco getting points on the board. We are coming in set and going to score. There we go. I like it. Good stop. Yeah, that was a really good play there by D. Winters. And that's one of the things that, I mean, these guys just have to do is that I think that the Niners, you have to be decisive and just if you see your gap, just go and get it, And I wouldn't be surprised if pretty soon, if you do start seeing Saleh, well, the big thing is you got to get stops on first down. You can't be giving up 4, 5, 6 yards every first down. That's just going to lead to all kinds of bad news. But I think you'll start seeing a little bit of pressure being dialed up on Sam Darnold. Right now, Darnold, see, and the thing is, San Francisco, of course, for the game, you got to go down and get points. Because then if you can get points, so you start putting the pressure back onto Seattle. You start being like, okay, they're going to have to, then Darnold's like, okay, it's close game. If they're playing with a 2-score lead, Darnold's going to be comfortable. I really do think how the Niners respond here is going to be so big. Yeah, kind of got to score on this next drive to get back in it. I mean, look, obviously the game's not over if we don't, but you really do think that, you got to get some points here. You got to get some points here, just because otherwise you feel like Seattle might be able to just kind of run away with it. Yeah, going back to that 4th and 1, which they called the timeout, they did show a replay on the sideline that the Seahawks coach did call the timeout before the ball was snapped. I think that was part of the frustration for Shanahan that maybe he thought this timeout call came in late, but also the fact that they let the entire play out. So that way, exactly, the Seahawks knew exactly what the Niners wanted to do with that play call. So then they had to go for something different. But let's see what Shanahan's going to come up with. Yeah, got to see what Shanahan can do here. So Seattle getting ready to kick the ball away. It's 5:06 left to go in the first quarter. Kickoff is away. It's going to be returnable at the 7-yard line. Sky Moore with just nowhere to go. Whoa, that's got to be a flag. The Seattle guy had his hand in the 49ers helmet. How is that not a flag against Seattle? It seems like we never have any space anymore when it comes to kickoff returns. Like, we never have any space to run, yet other teams always do. Like, the special teams for the first, 15, 16 weeks was awesome, but seems to have faltered quite a bit. 1st and 10 Niners, we're at our own 28-yard line. Purdy's in the gun, McCaffrey and Juszczyk there with him. Juszczyk splits out wide now. Snap is away, they hand it to McCaffrey. McCaffrey falls forward, gets about 3 yards on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 7. Please, no more cute plays. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. There's a time and a place for it, like 4th and 1. I get that you probably don't just want to go right up the middle, but yeah. A long developing horizontal play, I just don't like it. 2nd and 7 right now. Purdy's in the gun. He's got McCaffrey to his right. McCaffrey is splitting out wide. Comes back in now. Purdy throws it. Caught! Jake Tonges. First down, 49ers, and the ball comes out. And it's going to be Seattle ball. And if they don't call forward progress, it's Seattle ball. Jake Tonges, nice catch. Ball is out, yeah. Alrighty, folks. This game is quickly getting out of hand. Everything that you cannot do, you've been doing. Yeah. So Purdy had a nice throw caught by Tonges. Tonges was fighting for yards. He had the first down, kept fighting, and the ball ripped out. That was suboptimal. Teams falling apart. The horror. Yeah, just I don't know what everything that you would say before the game, what you can't do. The 49ers have done all of that in the space of 10 minutes of game time. Gave up a special teams touchdown. You had a turnover, another turnover on downs. For some reason, it feels worse than the score indicates. It's about to get a lot worse because Seattle is in scoring position already. And yeah, so I mean, man, you had the first down right there. Yeah, I mean, this is a team where it's going to be with the Niners it's just a team of what if, what if all these players that were missing were playing. And but we knew that going into this game. So, complete disaster it is. Not sure how that wasn't forward progress. I've seen quicker calls than that. Yeah, I mean, Shador, shut the fuck up. Seattle making plays, Niners not. What can you do? It is a complete disaster, though. I mean, yeah, within the space of 10 minutes, you've had everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Special teams touchdown, turnover, fumble, turnover on downs. Yeah, the live line, it's 15 and a half. That doesn't surprise me. Seattle have the ball 1st and 10 at the Niners 42 after the Tonjes fumble. Niners bringing pressure on Darnold. Darnold gets sacked and loses a bunch of yards. Malik Mustafa with a huge play. Darnold lost about maybe 10 yards on the play. And Darnold is slow getting up now. Darnold coming into the game had a bit of an injury, but he's limping a little bit. But a nice timed blitz by Malik Mustafa who just gets around the running back And a big loss for Seattle. It's going to be 2nd and 19, maybe. 2nd and 20. Darnold in the gun, backs to either side. Cleveland Farrell looks like he's lined up offside. Darnold throws it downfield. Caught Cooper Kupp, first down. What a throw. What a throw. And you had 2nd and 20, and in one play, they got a first down. Jose Perez, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you, my man. Ugh. That's the play that's been killing the 49ers all season long, too. That play has been destroying the Niners all season long. 1st and 10, Seattle at the Niners 31. Darnold under pressure, incomplete. Nobody really in the area. Niners looking for intentional grounding. I think that'd be a very generous call. Yeah, the fact that we made the fact that all these B squad guys made it to the playoffs, it's crazy. Well, how good the coaching is incredible, and the kind of crappy thing here is that, of course, you'd have to expect Robert Saleh is probably going to be gone for a head coaching job, so I'd be shocked if he wasn't. 2nd and 10 now for Seattle at the Niners 31. Darnold in the gun, looking to throw. Under pressure, in the pocket, throws downfield. That's going to be a clear flag on Marquise Siegel. It's going to be defensive pass interference. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Seahawks. The rookie Siegel, who played well last year. First and goal for the Seahawks, and this game is, we're still in the first quarter, but this game almost feels out of reach. They hand it off to Walker, gets from the 8 down to the 4. Just bad play after bad play after bad play. Special teams touchdown, fumble, just everything. 2nd and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. Darnold behind center, snap. They fake the handoff. Darnold rolling to his left, throws it to the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. That's JSN. And that's going to be a touchdown, Seattle. Hanging out with Shifty's worth it. I appreciate that. They desperately need a turnover, and that's a touchdown, Seattle. It's going to be 17-0 in the first quarter. Check that live line again for the line for the score, the spread in this one, because it's probably going to be a 20+. Desperately need a turnover. San Francisco probably goes for a 4th down here, so they have 3 chances. Yeah. Mustafa in Denver was fun to watch. Mustafa in Denver? $17-0 Seattle. I need a drink. Yeah, this game looks it's wild. I did not think this would be the case. Great throw by Darnold. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what happened there with Renardo Green. But this is, everything is the worst case scenario for San Francisco. I said you can't go down into a 2-score game. Realistically, you can't be going down. It's a 3-score game. You're in the first. The only positive is you're in the first quarter still. So if there is time for a comeback, there's still time to play. But Doesn't look like that's going to happen at all. It does not look like that's going to happen at all, unfortunately. Man, what a bummer. Oh, Hufanga. Yeah, Hufanga. Yeah, Hufanga was quite good. He did have a couple of times where he gave up plays, but in that game, but overall he played well. We are in trouble, and it's only the first quarter. Yeah, yeah. Right now it's Seattle minus 17 and a half. Hoo-wee. Yeah. Hey Shifty, I started the season watching the game with you, and looks like I'm watching the end of our season with you. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Digging a deep hole. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Look, let's see what happens. I mean, at this point, you know, there is still a long way to go. If we remember back to the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago, we were down 17 nothing, or we were down by 17 points to the Lions, and we came back. Miss Pittsburgh, how are we doing? Good to see you. Miss Pittsburgh, how do you feel about Mike Tomlin no longer being the head coach there? Still got that tequila on hand? I definitely need some. Yeah, we did it against Detroit a couple of years ago. In that NFC Championship game, we were able to come back from down 17. And look, I mean, at this point, you're kind of thinking on this drive, score a touchdown, and then get a stop. Then you can start thinking about like getting yourself back in this game. One drive at a time. Not looking good at all. Yeah, Hufanga, like largest lead versus 49ers at home since 2020. Yeah. Kickoff is away. It's going to be in the end zone, and it's going to be knelt down. I mean, I don't know why Renardo Green. It seemed like Shanahan and Green were, or Shanahan was not happy with Green, but you take Green out. Siegel kind of bid on that. Siegel, I mean, it's Siegel's in a tough spot there, and he's a freaking rookie, man. So I can't really be too harsh on the guy. Raymond becoming a member. How are we doing, buddy? Yeah, this was way overdue. Yeah, that's true. I think in a way. Alrighty, first and 10 49ers. We're at our 35-yard line. Purdy behind center. Dumps it off here to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's got blockers, and wow, man, those Seahawks are like preying on, like they are like going for the ball. They're playing with a lot of confidence. It is a first down 49ers, though. But the Seahawks are just I mean, you can tell it's a defense that's playing with supreme confidence, as they should be. They're playing really good football. First down, the 49ers. Let's go, Christian, with all the emojis. And thank you, Raymond, as well, for re-upping the membership. Let's go. First and 10 at our own 46. Purdy in the gun. McCaffrey to his right. Having to call the play a couple of times. I'm sure it's loud in there. You hand it off to McCaffrey. Gets maybe 2 on the play. There'll probably be maybe one more play before the end of the first quarter. You definitely need the Niners offense to have a bit of a drive to score a touchdown, but you got to have a pretty long drive here. Give the defense a break. I love to see it, Drew. Hell yeah. Second and 9, Purdy in the gun. Snap, Seattle bringing pressure. Dumps it off here to McCaffrey. McCaffrey falls forward, picks up about 5. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 here. It's going to be the end of the first quarter. And we are going to the second quarter. Boy, am I glad that first quarter is over. That first quarter, clearly by the score, was all Seattle. Absolutely all Seattle there. What up, Shifty? How are you feeling? Not great, John Jay. Not great. Not a good start to this game by any means. Pretty brutal, actually. Um, you need an unknown player. Yes, exactly. Just like a silhouette, and it's like a question mark. I'll be right back, guys. Gonna fill up on water. Gene knows what's up. Michael is like 49ers will come back and win this game. Look, I love the confidence, man. I love the confidence. I really hope that's the case. It's just going to be one drive at a time. One drive at a time. I think if you can get it, if you can get the score to like, if you can get the score to all the, like, to within like 10 by halftime and you get the ball coming out of the half, that's kind of what, that's what you want. If the Niners come back WWE confirmed, that's pretty funny, actually. We have an elite caliber team. We'll come back. I mean, there's elite coaching for sure. We'll have to kind of see how it goes though. But look, it's one play, one drive at a time. If you can get a score, get a stop. That is the benefit, I guess, of being down this much this early, is that there is time to come back, but it's not going to be easy by any means. Big 3rd and 4 here for San Francisco. At our own 46-ish. Or sorry, at the Seahawks side of the field. Oh yeah, at the Seahawks 49. 3rd and 5, they're calling it. Looks more like 3rd and 4, but Purdy's in the gun. McCaffrey checking to see the coverage. Snap. Looking. Time's running out. Dances in the pocket. Throws it across field. Caught by Jake Tonjes. What a throw, Brock Purdy. First down 49ers. Holy moly. And Brock Purdy just making a wacky play, which is not recommended, completely throwing across his body. Under pressure from DeMarcus Lawrence, throws it. And Tonjes comes up with it for the first down. Wow. At the Seahawks 39, Purdy behind center. Snap, pitches it to McCaffrey. McCaffrey cuts upfield, gets about maybe 2. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 inside the Seahawks 40. Purdy is a gangster. All right, here we go. Come on, offense. Got to, getting a couple of yards here, picking up some first downs. Let's get some confidence going. Haven't targeted Ricky Pearsall yet. 2nd and 8 at the Seahawks 38-yard line. Purdy's in the gun. Snap. Looking. Throws it over the middle. Caught by McCaffrey. McCaffrey making guys miss. First down 49ers. There we go. Inside the Seahawks 30-yard line. Shifty's an OG. Howdy, Shifty. Let's shift this. Let's go. Type 1 if Shifty's the go. Appreciate you, John Jay. Everybody check out SF Bays JJ. Throw a subscription to his channel. Great guy. 1st and 10, 49ers, 13 minutes to go in the first half. at the Seahawks 29. Play clock winding down. They have to call timeout. Shanahan straight away talking to the official. Clearly not happy with something. Thank you for all the ones. Thank you for that. Let's burn some clock and wear their defense down. That's what I like to hear. Is Ricky getting any separation? I haven't really seen much. What I can say is that, man, the Seahawks defensive line is really good. They are just getting all kinds of pressure on Purdy. Like DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams, like so many good players on that defensive line, and they're getting pressure with 4 guys, so come on, let's go offense. 1st and 10 at the Seahawks 29. Purdy is in the pistol. McCaffrey now splitting out wide. McCaffrey now comes back in, checking the coverage. Snap. Purdy looking. Throwing it way downfield. Incomplete, looking for Jawan Jennings. Purdy overthrew Jennings. Seahawks fans already trying to bring the smoke, yeah. Just overthrew Jennings. Purdy normally so good at those layered throws, but just a little bit too much under it, and it's too... Yeah, shout out to all the number ones in the chat. Appreciate you guys. 2nd and 10 at the Seahawks 29. Play clock winding down. Snap. Just has to throw it away. McCaffrey in the area, incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up here for San Francisco. Niners need a big play here. Need a big time play here. Do San Francisco on 3rd and 10. Seattle, I wouldn't be shocked if they bring some pressure here, even though they don't really have to because they're getting a lot of pressure with 4. Purdy's in the gun. Snap. Looking. Dancing in the pocket. Throws downfield. Caught McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to be a few yards shy of the 1st down. And it's going to be 4th and about 3 maybe. And I think they're going to try and take the points here. Yeah. Niners sending out the field goal unit. Yeah, I kind of think you just have to get some points on the board. 40-yard field goal attempt here for Eddie Pinheiro. Kick is up and good. Dinero is good. Dinero Pinheiro. So it's 17-3. The defense got a bit of a rest there. That Seattle defense is scary, though. That Seattle defense it's really scary. But yeah, what you're looking for defensively is to get a stop here because, you know, there's 12 minutes to go in the half. So there's still a lot of time left, even in the first half. But ideally, if you can get like a stop or a turnover, get the ball back, and then if you can go down and score 7, then game on, you know? Should have tried a fake. I don't know about that. Gotta pressure Sam, make him see ghosts again. Yeah. They did have a couple of nice plays, like Malik Mustafa had the sack, 10-yard loss, and then they followed up with just a bam 20-yard pass. And it's that outbreaking run that's like maybe 15 yards deep that all season long the Niners have just been getting beaten on. And it happened again. Happened again. Check out Johnny Dell's Football Academy. He pointed that out. That's a route that all year the Niners just get beat on. Crazy to think, Raymond, been a member for 24 months. 2 years. Holy moly. Let us get a strip sack on this drive. CJ West through the eye. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. If it's 4th and 1, I could see the Niners going for it there, but I think if you just got to get some points on the board, and now the big thing here is, can you get a stop on defense? I think you're probably going to see the 49ers just kick the ball into the end zone. Three, two, one. Let's go, Diana. Let's go. They're showing clips of that 2013 NFC Championship game. Love to see that. Pinheiro here with the kickoff. Lining up for the kickoff, I should say. Richard Sherman. Alrighty, here we go. Kickoff is away from Pinheiro. It's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. Up to the 37. Shaheed goes up, so it's going to be 1st and 10 Seattle at their own 37-yard line. CJ has been so close. Yes, he did get a sack against Indianapolis a number of weeks ago. Alrighty, come on, defense. Time to make some plays. Time to make some freaking plays. 1st and 10 at their own 37. Darnold behind center. Charbonnet is the back. They do hand it off right side to Charbonnet. Defense plays it pretty well. It's going to be a pickup of about 2. So it's going to be 2nd and 8. Solid job there by the defense. Gene, love your play call and Shifty. Coaching changes? Well, the coaching changes that you're going to see will be not ones that will be kind of, it's against our will. It's going to be Robert Saleh's probably going to be a head coach somewhere. The natural successor there is going to be Gus Bradley, who's been a DC before a number of times in the NFL, but unless they can bring in someone from outside, we'll see. 2nd and 8 for Seattle at the 39. Darnold in the gun. Shaheed goes in motion. Snap is away. Darnold looking. Comes back to the screen pass. Man, there were so many guys there. He gets about maybe 4 or 5 yards. Maybe I'd say 5 yards on the play. So many guys just overran that play. It's going to be 3rd and 2. 3rd and a long 2, I would say. Can the defense get off the field? Gotta find a way to get off the field. Darnold is 6 for 8, 52 yards and a touchdown. Clint Kubiak, the OC, who's been getting head coaching interviews. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a head coaching job. It's 3rd and 2.5 maybe. Darnold behind center. The back is Charbonnet. Shaheed's going in motion. Man coverage here for San Francisco. Darnold fakes the handoff. Throwing it way downfield. Incomplete. Not even close. It's going to be 4th and 2. And do the Seahawks punt? I think they will. Upton Stout on the coverage, and Stout's been playing so well lately. But thank you so much, Gene, for the 420. I see what you did there. Thank you, Gene. Let's give a shout out to Gene in the comments below. Appreciate you, buddy. And yeah, I'm happy. I'd be happier if the scores were reversed, but good job by the defense, forcing the 3 and out, getting the ball back. Michael Dixon punting the ball away. Sky Moore, the returner. Punt is away. Looks to get it to the corner. Where is the ball's going out about the 4-yard line. Oh boy. So Niners, we do get the ball back, but we're going to be starting at around our own 4-yard line. Shifty social media is already saying fire Kyle. Kyle ain't going. I mean, no. Anyone who's saying fire Kyle Shanahan is a moron, and they don't know what they're talking about. They like it's ridiculous when like you have when people say that it's more a case of that they're just incredibly emotional and they're just not happy that how the game is going. And apparently that's all Kyle Shanahan's fault. I mean, is it Kyle's fault? The special teams gave up a touchdown there? No. Is it Kyle's fault that Jake Ton just fumbled the ball? No. Like, what do you want? I know that you're not saying that, John, but like people who say that are just incredibly emotional, and then when they actually stop to think about it, it's like, nope, Shanahan's awesome. I mean, if you think about it, like really, we knew that Ayuk was going to miss time, but if you think about it, like our weapons outside of McCaffrey, you look at Kittle and Ayuk were going to be we would have expected to have both of these guys there, our best weapons outside of McCaffrey. They're not there. Defensively, you're missing your best two defensive players, so and then you're missing your first round pick. I don't know what to say. But I'm not blaming Kyle for this. You look at the team and where the team that we should have out there if we were even like relatively healthy, and it's so far away from what we would have expected. Kyle was directly responsible for that blown coverage and the Tonjes fumble. Exactly. I mean, like when people blame, there's certain things where like players have to execute. Like, of course, coaches are responsible for a lot, especially when you're calling the offense. And I'm not, but man, Shanahan is such a good coach. And like everyone who talks about Shanahan says how good he is. And look at the success. I mean, even before the season started, we were kind of like, this is going to be a bit of a rebuilding year, a reset. We, let some guys go and all that. A lot of guys go. And here we are in the final 8 teams left in the season. And of course, this game isn't going great. I'm not an idiot, but let's see what happens. 1st and 10 49ers, but we're at our own 4-yard line. So really tricky situation here. Clint and Clay, the Kubiaks, sons of Gary Kubiak. It's at the 5-yard line, 1st and 10. Hand it off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets some good yards on the run there. Picks up about maybe 7 or 8. So you get some breathing room there. It's going to be a gain of about 8 for McCaffrey. So that's it. That's really what you needed on 1st down. 2nd and 2 coming up for San Francisco. Oh, they're calling it 2nd and 3. Robert Saleh has got a ton of interviews for head coaching positions, so it's maybe the last game he coaches. You hand it off to McCaffrey again. McCaffrey, 1st down 49ers. Let's go. 1st and 10, San Francisco, up to just past the 15-yard line. Alrighty, come on, let's go. So McCaffrey going to get a bit of a breather. Brian Robinson comes in. Still have 2 tight ends out there. Pearsall and I think Jennings is out there as well. Niners breaking the huddle pretty late. Purdy behind center. Snap. Looking to throw. Eyes downfield. Throws it. Caught. Tonjes 1st down up to the 30-yard line. Nice job. Jake Tonjes up to the 31-yard line. Let's go. Bo Nix has a broken bone in his ankle going for surgery. Holy moly. I feel like that's definitely going to affect him next Sunday. Tonjes doing a good job. Just nobody even near him. Fighting for yards, gets up. 1st and 10 at our own 31. Purdy's in the gun. Got Brian Robinson to his left. DeMarcus Robinson splitting out wide. Bourne and Jennings are out there too. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Under pressure. Throws it. Caught! caught! Huge catch, Jake Tonjes. Brock Purdy with a beautiful layered throw. Hits Jake Tonjes downfield. Under a lot of pressure right there. Seattle blitzes. And Brian Robinson screwed up, or it was Pooney or Robinson. Someone screwed up. But what a catch, Jake Tonjes upfield. And what a beautiful layered throw by Brock Purdy just over the defender. Up to our own 47 now. Snap is away, hand it off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to get only a yard or two on first down. Had to do a lot of jumping around, picks up 2. Knicks should do the Jack Youngblood thing. Tonjes is back. 49ers up near midfield now. 2nd and 8 at our own 49. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Purdy's in the gun. McCaffrey now splits out wide. McCaffrey comes back inside. Purdy checks it down to McCaffrey. McCaffrey makes guy miss. Close to a first down. Where do they mark? First down, San Francisco. Let's go. They have McCaffrey going all over the place, and that's your chess piece, right? That's, you know, he's the queen on the chessboard. You know, you have him go everywhere. John Jay, always stay faithful. 49ers all damn day. You put McCaffrey all over the field and make the defense have to account for him. 1st and 10, 49ers. At the Seahawks 42. Use check in the backfield. Brian Robinson split out. And then there's going to be a timeout, San Francisco. So using our second timeout, not ideal. You never know when you might need those timeouts at the end of the half. But I suppose you'd rather get a call in than going 1st and 15. But something didn't look right there. Use check in the backfield. Brian Robinson split out wide. Steady short throws like Joe. Then a bomb. I'd love it. Man, I'd love just a deep pass to touchdown to Pearsall. Burning clock and wearing them down. Absolutely. Why calling these timeouts? Whatever. I mean, maybe there must have been some kind of miscommunication there, Michael. It's a good point. You don't want to be using timeouts. But there was something not right there because you had use check beside Purdy in the backfield and Brian Robinson split out wide. So I don't know if that was what they were going for. I think maybe it should have been swapped where maybe use check should have been out because then if you have like a disaster play, I don't know. Yeah, not ideal to be using timeouts, but it is what it is. 49ers all damn day. Love it, John Jay. Hope you're doing well, man. So 1st and 10, San Francisco being able to move the ball pretty effectively here. If you can go down and score a touchdown, then game on, because there is a long way to go. Rather audible than blow timeout. Yeah, did the mile high noise cause miscommunication? The Lumen Field noise in Seattle. Yeah, I mean, look, nobody wants to be using timeouts there unless you absolutely have to, but clearly Shanahan did not like what he saw at all. And the formation and the personnel where guys were lined up, it didn't look. I hadn't seen that formation, like that personnel package lined up in that way ever before from Shanahan. So my guess is that it reminds me of that in the NFC. I think it was the NFC Championship game against the Lions, or maybe it was against the Packers in the playoffs that year, where like typically it would have been a call for like a run for Debo, but Jawan Jennings was in the backfield. So Jennings ran the ball, and I think he maybe got a yard, but you know. We'll see. Here we go. Back in action here in Seattle. 49ers 1st and 10. 6:03 to go in the half. 1st and 10 at the Seahawks 42. Snap. A little trickeration here. back to Demarcus Robinson, and this play gets maybe a yard. So you hand it to Demarcus Robinson. He flips it to McCaffrey. McCaffrey back to Purdy. Tried to maybe hit a big play, but we'll do jersey number trivia at half, I would say, Gene. But always love jersey number trivia. So a pickup of 1 after all that trickeration. Purdy just threw it back to Demarcus Robinson, gets a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and 9 at the Seahawks 41. Purdy's in the gun with McCaffrey to his left. They do hand it to McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets about maybe 3 or 4 on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and medium for San Francisco. 3rd and 6, they're calling it. Big play here for the game here. It's 3rd and 6. You really want to keep the offense out there, wear down the defense. At the Seahawks 38. Jennings in motion. Snap is away. Purdy throws it. Ricky Pearsall has the catch. Is that a first down, or are they calling it incomplete? They're calling it first down. Ricky Pearsall. Man, we needed him back out there. Ooh, that might not be it. You got to go hurry up. You got to go hurry up. If you're 49ers, just run a play. Just run a play. Damn it. That might not be a catch. Oh, so Seattle is challenging the ruling on the field of a catch, and that might not be a... That ball is moving. Yeah, I was saying to go hurry up, but yeah, they changed it to incomplete. Damn it. Needed that one. Definitely needed that, but they changed the ruling. This is a 56-yard field goal attempt, 4th and 6. 56-yard field goal attempt here for Eddie Pinheiro. Kick looks good. Drilled it. Pinheiro is good. So it's 17-6 now. Niners just inching their way closer to the Seahawks. Yeah, Pearsall needed to come up with that. We needed that catch big time. It was a really nice route by Pearsall to get open over the middle, and a really nice throw from Purdy, but you see that the defense has been able to, rest. I'm sure Saleh and the guys have been kind of looking over things. You had a couple of drives here offensively. No, I don't think you go for it there. If this is the 4th quarter and you're down by 2 touchdowns, 100%, I would agree with you. You go for it, but at this point in the game, like if your defense can settle into the game, then this game is far from over. Last time we scored a TD against Seattle was Jake Tonjes, week 1. No, Kyle needs stop those stupid cute plays. I mean, yeah, that little play, flicker, trickeration-y thing. But look, it worked against the Eagles last week, so we weren't exactly complaining about it then, but remember when the Raiders defense scored 2 touchdowns in under 8 seconds on the play clock against the Chiefs? That's insane. That is insane. But yeah, look, 17-6. Obviously, this game has not gone the way that we would like. But look, the defense had a lot of time to rest. if we can get another stop here, you have the ball. If you can get another score before halftime, and we get the ball to start the second half, could maybe start, you can really start to kind of claw your way back into the game here. But the defense, again, which has had a lot of rest now, needs to be able to get a stop here. Not necessarily asking for a turnover, not asking for anything, but if you can get a stop, if you can force a turnover, amazing. But just have to keep the game close. Field goals would fit in with this crazy. Imagine that 18-17. That's what we want to do. We want to get the chain. We'd love to force a turnover. That guy sitting beside Roger Goodell looks a little bit like Pete Carroll, but it's definitely not him. 4:32 to go in the half. Niners have 1 timeout. Seahawks have 2 timeouts. Eddie Pinheiro kicks the ball away. It's a bouncer, and it goes into the end zone. So that's going to be 1st and 10 at the Seahawks have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20, I think, is it? Yeah, turnover would be huge. Yeah, 56, great kick. That was a really good kick there by Pinheiro. And a nice kickoff from Pinheiro, too, where the ball bounced into the back of the end. So it bounced before the end zone into the back of the end zone. So that means Seattle gets the ball at their own 20-yard line, if I saw that correctly. It is, yeah. 1st and 10, Seattle at their own 20. That's a big boy, number 40 for Seattle, their fullback. Holy moly. And they pitch it right side to Kenneth Walker, who's going to get maybe 2 or 3 yards. Good job, Sam Okuanu, with the pursuit. Going to be a pickup of 3, and now they're showing all the injuries. Purdy missed 8 games. Bosa, 16th missed game. Fred Warner, 13th missed. Pearsall missed. Michael Williams, it's brutal, man. The fact that we're here is impressive. 2nd and 7 for Seattle. 4 minutes to go in the half. Darnold's in the gun. He's got players either side of him. Looks like JSN is one of those guys. Play clock is winding down. 3, 2, snap. They do hand it off to Walker. Come on, guys. Oh, you got to make these tackles. Pickup of about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Had a chance in the backfield. I think it was maybe CJ West or Alfred Collins. Had a chance to get him for basically no gain, but he ends up picking up 5. They're saying 3rd and 1. It's going to be 3rd and a long one. Come on, defense. Make a play. Just over 3 minutes. That's 3rd and 2. Just over 3 minutes to go in the half. I formation behind Darnold. They pitch it to Charbonnet. Get him down. He's short of the 1st down. There's a flag on the play. What's the flag? What is the flag on the play? And there's Charbonnet is hurt for Seattle. 49 likes. Appreciate all the likes, guys. Yeah, do like, and if you haven't already, subscribed to the channel. Charbonnet is down and he is hurt. He was stopped short of the... He was stopped short of the 1st down marker. They have to see what the flag is here. Holding on the defense. Siegel took out D. Winters on the play. So it is a 1st down, but Charbonnet is down. So it's a 1st down Seattle, unfortunately. It was holding on Jordan Elliott. Why? Why is he holding? Why is he holding? I just don't get it. And it looked like he kind of was holding. I don't really know if that impacted the play all that much. Ugh. Man, that's tough. So it'll be first down Seattle. Charbonnet is down injured and he was not getting up. Didn't really see what happened, but yeah, not too sure what happened to Charbonnet on that play, but man, that's just brutal for the 49ers. I mean, you had the stop. A defensive holding in like that situation, like I don't know about that. I do not know about that. Hopefully Charbonnet is going to be okay. Refs wanted everyone to remember that they are there. That's just it's a tough, because you had to stop. It would have been it would have been 4th and 1 at their own 29, and Seattle is not going for it there. He had a chance to get the ball back. That's brutal. He was holding because he was told to. Man, some of these commercials are just so long. Like, they need to really. I mean, I know that's how the NFL makes their money and it's how, impacts a lot of things, but geez, the amount of commercials is just absolutely bananas. There's another Gordon Ramsay cooking show, Next Level Chef. Like, we need more of those. Zach Charbonnet is headed to the blue tent. He's walking off under his own power. Looks like it was a helmet to helmet collision. So that's very possibly a concussion. So it is 1st and 10, Seattle, less than 3 minutes to go. Clock is moving. They're at their own 34. Niners defense had them stopped, but the flag gave them the first down. 1st and 10, Darnold behind center. Jones is the back. Snap is away. They do a little end around here to Shaheed, and he's got room. First down, Seattle, into Niner territory, down to the Niners' 35-yard line. That's a huge gain. Rashid Shaheed. Niners defense not ready for the end around there, and Shaheed is just killing the 49ers. What did they get him for from New Orleans? Like a 5th-round pick or something? Yeah, big gain, Seattle. Up to the Niners 35. That's crazy, Drew. That is wild. 2-minute warning. Brutal. Rashid Shaheed with just a massive gain right there. Where is the hold, refs? Yeah, I mean, we could definitely use a call going in our favor. I mean, could definitely use a call going in our favor. But it's going to be, we're at the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 for Seattle at the 49ers 35-yard line. Man. Just. Yeah, Shaheed, that speed is just killing us. You could tell from the get-go, like, that play had just bad news written all over it, and it was a pickup of about 30 for Seattle. So, it was a standing joke about who won the bidding war. That is wild, though. Points shaving and all of that. Imagine that for like high school. I mean, also, who is betting on high school football? I don't know. It just, you're betting on like kids that age. That's crazy to me, in a way. It's almost like, should that be legal to? I don't know. I suppose in a lot of places in the country, like high school and college football is, that's the big thing because there's no pro teams. Like, I'd imagine, yeah, if you're from like Iowa or something, of course, it's either going to be Iowa State or Iowa is going to be the big, is going to be the big college schools. But I guess like high school football as well. That's the other big one. That call doesn't get made without lengthy injury timeout. That's possible, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a play where you kind of almost think like, okay, we have to let's get all this, get the personnel, all of that. Just back from the 2-minute warning. Seahawks at the Niners 35, 36. Darnold behind center. Walker is the back. Fullback in motion. Changing up the play call. Looking to throw is Darnold. Being forced out of the pocket. Throws incomplete. Looking for the fullback. Good pressure by the 49ers. Looked like Kalia Davis actually got up in the middle. Then went to throw it to the fullback. D. Winters was right there. Incomplete, though. Good job by getting pressure on Darnold. I have a feeling Seattle's going to run the ball here, but it's a run or a screen, I think, coming up here. Darnold is in the gun. He's got Walker to his left. Smith and Jigba goes in motion. It is also in the backfield now. Snap, looking to throw. Throws it over the middle. Incomplete. I think the ball was tipped looking for Shaheed. It's now 3rd and 10 for Seattle. 1:51 to go. I would have thought run or a screen just to get the clock moving, but it's a big chance here now for San Francisco's defense. It's 3rd and 10. Can you get a stop, get off the field, force a long field goal? Darnold is in the gun by himself. He's got 2 receivers up top, 2 receivers and a tight end down low. Niners showing pressure. They do bring an extra man. Throws it quick. Caught, first down. And that is Bobo or Jobo or what the hell his name is. Bobo. And we needed a stop there. Darrell Luter gets beat inside. Damn. Needed a stop there. Kubiak is kicking Salah's ass. Have a great show. You too, John Jay. Have a good one, buddy. 1st and 10 Seattle at the Niners 20-yard line. Now you just think gotta hold him to 3 here. They hand it off to Walker. Gets down to the 10. It's a pickup of 10. Ugh. 3rd and 10, you had a chance to get off the field, and Darrell Luter gets beat really badly. Less than a minute to go. It's 2nd and 1 here, just shy of the first down, just outside the Niners' 10. Seahawks have 2 timeouts, get down to the 6 or 7 yard line. Now Seattle does take a timeout. 1st and goal from the 6, maybe the 7. Yeah. You have to hold them to 3 here. If you're down 18 at half, oof. I don't know if I see a way to come back from that. There doesn't necessarily need to be betting to have a... That's true, actually, yes. That is true. It could be, yeah, I mean, wins, I assume, that's good for funding and all that. Charbonnet's gone back to the locker room. Man, that holding on the 3rd down on Jordan Elliott. How big is that holding call now? You could have gotten off the field. Huge. First and goal here for Seattle at the 7. 36 seconds to go. They have one timeout. Darnold behind center. They do hand it off to Walker, and that's a touchdown. Too easy. Too easy. Yeah, I think all the short weeks the Niners have played, everything, I think it's just catching up. I think it's just catching up being shorthanded. It's just catching up. The defense like really overplayed that. Siegel probably could have done a better job. I mean, Walker just bounces off Siegel. Yes, they couldn't afford to kick that field goal. I mean, and it is good from Seattle. I kind of hear what you're saying, Jay Frank, but if you don't get that, then it's 24-3, which I suppose isn't that much better. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. That's the way to look at it, guys. You said it all season long. Once so many players got hurt, and you see Kittle, there's just no Alfred Collins looks like he's banged up. He's favoring his looks like something his left arm maybe. But 31 seconds and you have a timeout. So if there is a way to get a field goal off before halftime, that's me being like hyper positive here, but you have one timeout, and this is where timeouts are so important. You have one timeout left, but if you can get, 31 seconds, if you can get a good return here, Nix has a broken ankle. Oof. Come on, let's go. Big return here. Come on. Oh, up to the 30-yard line. Looked like a high tackle, but 28 seconds to go at the 30-yard line. You really have to go about 30 yards here to give Pinheiro a shot. But I think the Niners, it's just never thought we get the chance to eliminate. We did knock out the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles, but going into a game against the Seahawks, they have a week of rest. I mean, they seem very healthy from what I can see. That just a tall ask. Doesn't help that your special teams gives up a touchdown to start the game, but from our own 30-yard line, Purdy in the gun, snap. Purdy throws it over the middle, incomplete, looking for McCaffrey, 5 seconds off the clock, but probably better that he didn't catch that because a 5-yard gain doesn't really do much of anything for you. I'm kind of at the point here with this is ugly. You are correct. McCaffrey looking a little banged up there. I think you let McCaffrey just rest for till the second half. You are correct. This is an ugly game. You got to take a shot deep, though. Purdy's running for it. Purdy gets good yards on the play, tried to get to the sideline, doesn't, and you got to call timeout here. That's the second time in 2 weeks that Purdy tried to get to the sideline. Last week against the Eagles, he fumbled it. This time he just couldn't get there. I think that opposing teams spend weeks practicing against your main team. When that team gets a rearranged by injuries that throws the opponents a curveball a little bit, Stidham or something will start for the Broncos. Bills got to be pissed. That's crazy about Bo Nix, though. Someone said that he was getting his ankle, maybe like a surgery or a test on his ankle or something, but in fairness to Purdy, that would have been very tough to have gotten to the sideline. McCaffrey looks to be grimacing a little bit. Hopefully he's okay. We certainly will need him in the second half. Up near midfield, if you can get about Seahawks going to play the sidelines, of course, but you can get it over the middle. It's going to be timeout Seattle. So if you do have a 10-yard pass over the middle and you can get up and spike it and you can give Pinheiro a shot, that is a possibility. He's out for the postseason is Bo Nix. Man. So when they remember how the Colts called up Phillip Rivers, maybe the Broncos call up Peyton Manning or something like that. John Elway. Who is Stidham their backup? Jeez, that's brutal if you're the Broncos, though. So we are at our own 48. Yeah, you feel like you got to get at least 10, 15 yards here to give Pinheiro like a realistic shot. You can throw it over the middle and get up and spike it quickly. Incomplete. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. Throwing it downfield for Tonjes. Purdy needed to get a little bit more under that, but he was under pressure, so that's a tall ask. They say Knicks need surgeries. Who is SF's biggest defensive player this season? Who's their, like, oh, the kind of, I guess, like the defensive MVP of the year? I don't know that there is one. No one really stood out. Like, I think maybe Upton Stout. I thought he was good. Upton Stout, maybe. Yeah, Seattle just played. Okay, here I think you just launch it to the end zone, right? Purdy throwing it to the end zone. Almost, oh, incomplete, but worth a shot. So it's halftime. I'm just going to update this to third. So it is halftime. Yeah, I would say Stout probably, but, you know, would have to be my defensive MVP of the year. It's not a good sign. I mean, I do like Stout, and he's gotten a lot better as the seasons went on, but it's not like he's making the Pro Bowl or anything, so. Yeah, so halftime here, folks. This Winter's had his moments. It is halftime, and the 49ers will get the ball to start the second half. I don't see this going well. Now imagine if the Niners caught that Hail Mary. And imagine that would have been absolutely sick if they did. But yeah, guys, I think we kind of all had a suspicion that this could be the end of the road for our season. Very, very tough game, against a very good team. And as much as Seattle fans, are really annoying and they're kind of sore winners, I suppose. You have to give credit. The team is really good, incredibly well coached. And the 49ers, we have a lot of work to do in the offseason. This game isn't obviously over yet, but yeah, I'd like to see a lot of changes. You just need guys to come back healthy, of course, but I think the Niners are going to have to be, if we want to compete, competing in this division against your Matthew Stafford and the Rams, against your Seattle Seahawks, gonna have to spend some money in free agency and bring in some guys. The 49ers defensive MVP is bad quarterback play. I mean, I don't think today has been that bad. Opening kickoff was immediate kick in the teeth. Yeah, kick in the teeth, to say the least, Susan. Yes. That's just, yeah, it's just a completely brutal way, because that's not the game that the Niners needed to play. Obviously, no team wants to play a game where you're down 7 immediately. That's, I mean, an obvious statement, but especially this type of game where I think the goal would have been to keep the game close, like the game 2 weeks ago, but ideally with more success in terms of the offense. Keep the game close. Rams fan here, pulling for the Niners. I've always liked this channel. Thank you very much, Robert. Appreciate you, buddy. Um, yeah, look, it's not looking great for San Francisco, of course. Um, we said something very similar a couple of years ago, halftime against the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game. Here we're down 18, in that game we're down 17. But look, I appreciate you, Robert, for the kind words. Um, yeah, it's I suppose it would probably help if the Niners won this game, because if you guys beat Chicago, then it would be a home game for the Rams, as opposed to if Seattle wins this, that means if you guys beat Chicago, you are headed to Seattle. Um well, it's not 28-3, so there is that. Yes. Could be worse. Um Yeah, similar to what I was saying kind of earlier in the game. We just kind of the offensive coordinators fighting it out. Defense wins championships. Completely true, all of those things. But it's gonna have to be just one drive at a time. If the Niners want to find their way back here, you can't be just trying to throw deep passes. First drive of the second half. I mean, if you don't get seven, like you kind of ideally you go down, you score seven, maybe you can get a stop. It's 24-13. Even if you then go down and score a field goal, it's a one possession game, 24-16. So there's but you just have to take it drive by drive, possession by possession, get stops where you can, maybe force a freaking turnover. The freaking chain is there's like a layer of dust like this thick on the turnover chain. Yeah, that's part of the reason why the 49ers are losing, because bad QB play didn't show up. Oh, I see what you're saying. Bad QB from the other. I got you. I got you. I misunderstood. Okay, I've got big personal news. Christian, feel free to share. Hopefully it's good news. But yeah, do feel free to share if you like. Yeah, I think the Rams Bears game is going to be really good tomorrow night. Texans and Patriots too. That's an interesting one. Crazy about Bo Nix though. So if Gene is here, let's maybe we could always do the jersey number trivia game. Let's throw out some numbers and we can talk about the players who wore those numbers, whether they're 49ers or not. Tommy says we suck. Yeah, I mean, we definitely look. This game hasn't gone well at all, Tommy. Not gonna, you know, challenge that at all. But yeah, it was gonna be tough. I mean, how many times we have to say how many guys were missing? Is your volume low? I don't think so. No one has said that yet, but maybe it was when I was kind of farther away from the mic. Um, but yeah, when you're missing so many players, man, I mean, what do you? Who had the SF franchise receiving yard record? Like all time, it's Jerry Rice. In a single season, I would assume Rice. I would assume Rice. Maybe Owens would be close if it's a single season. Um, yeah, that's a good. I mean, Rice for sure all time. My daughter's all girls team played against some really good boys teams, same age, and she played great. Even got a goal. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I know that you're really involved in yeah, in her life, and obviously what she does playing sports. It's a big thing, so that's rad. The So yeah, appreciate you. Thank you, Dupree, for helping out the algorithm. Appreciate you. Um, we could come back if we had talent, a bunch of third stringers. Oh, the longest receiving play. Who had the SF franchise receiving yard record? Longest receiving play? That would have been. Hmm. Was it? Well, John Taylor had a couple of long ones against the Rams. Was it Jerry Rice though, or who was that against the Chargers? I think it was Montana. To Just joining. Seattle sounds fresh. Yeah. Um, I think that was it Montana against the Chargers, right? If you can catch a brick, you can catch a ball. Who does that pertain to? That's from dodgeball, isn't it? If you can catch a wrench, or if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can catch a brick, you can catch a ball. I'm guessing that's maybe, I don't know. That sounds like a That sounds like a. I'm thinking I misunderstood first. I think that's probably what, like John Madden or Vince Lombardi or someone like that. Um, Tom Landry, maybe Bill Walsh, but I don't think Bill Walsh would have his guys catching bricks. But uh, the yeah, look, here's the thing. If I'm a Seattle fan, I'm feeling really good about everything, so can't blame them for being a bit cocky and arrogant. And I mean, you're playing against the 49ers B team, but yes, good for you guys. Um, like I'd said, if the Seahawks didn't win this game convincingly, it'd be kind of embarrassing. Like a basically fully healthy Seattle team against, like, the 49ers are missing how many key players? Jerry Rice's dad was a stonemason, correct? Yes. Mississippi Valley State, Jerry Rice. Rice caught. Yes, yeah, that's true. That's true. Congratulations to you and your daughter. That is awesome. Oh yeah, I mean, and Christian should absolutely be super proud. But that's not all. She got invited to practice with USSF team this spring. That's awesome. Congratulations to your daughter, Christian. That's awesome news, man. That's really cool news. I remember, yeah, I mean, and Christian's someone who's been around here for a very long time with the channel. I believe it was, and Gene as well, and Tommy and Mark, all you guys, you've all been here for a very long time. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Vote for Pedro, Napoleon Dynamite. Appreciate you guys being here after all these years watching 49ers games together. A lot of great times, great, games that we've seen, big wins. Unfortunately, a lot of losing in big games too. But the positive vibes only. Robert Lynn, I agree, man. Um, how do you feel about this game? Not very good. In some ways, I kind of feel like the 49ers really, we only have, like, I think Seattle is playing well, but just did everything that you can't do. Um, when you're playing like a Sam Darnold who hasn't proven himself in big games, the fact that you just have gifted them a big lead, that's going to make him play a lot more confidently. So when it comes to like the opening kickoff, the Jake Tonjes fumble, like just giving them, you just can't do that. So, and then you have things where it's like it was, you get a stop on 3rd and 1, then you have a defensive holding. You would have got the ball back. It would have been 17-6 with the ball back with the couple of minutes before halftime. You get a defensive holding and just all these little things that, but Seattle are the more talented team. So, Shifty, sorry, I was leaving a voicemail. Didn't realize it. That's why the volume was low. All good, man. No worries. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Green Day. The 49ers backups sure beat the Rams. I've got hope that they can win this. Niners D is punching above its weight to get here, but it's not good enough with practice squad players. Do you think we'll be better next year? I do think we'll be a lot better next year. My hope is that if this is the end for this season, that the first thing tomorrow morning is the 49ers, and I don't like wishing for people to lose jobs or anything like that, but that the 49ers fire their entire training staff and just revamp it completely, because all of these injuries, it's unacceptable. It's just not good enough. Um, yeah, so having guys coming back healthy, I think that you have to make some moves in free agency. I don't know, maybe there'll be a splash move, but I think you have to make like 2, maybe 3, 4 like solid signings. And yeah, so there's a lot of work to do, but I think it starts with revamping the training staff, because it's just unacceptable what happens year in and year out. If there is no, I will start to seriously question Shanahan and Lynch, if there's no changes to the training staff, because it's not good enough. Well, whoever wins Texans versus Patriots is going to the Super Bowl. Most likely, it's going to take some huge effort from the Broncos defense to figure things out. Given all the veteran injuries this year, do you think the rookie class has played well this year? I think that Stout has played really well, especially as the season went on. I think Collins and West, they got a lot of good experience. It looks like, oh yeah, McCaffrey, a little bit banged up. Um, but I think that Collins and West got a lot of experience. It's a shame that Nick Martin, the linebacker, didn't, because that was something that he really needed. So, and yeah, Jordan Watkins didn't really get much play time either. So it would have been nice if they could. But everyone going to the Super Bowl, we'll see Santa Clara Levi's 49ers picks of Jerry Joe the catch. Absolutely. So kickoff is away, taken by Brian Robinson, who gets to about the 27. God forbid we actually have a big return. So we'll see if McCaffrey is out there on the first play of the second half. Definitely took a couple of shots to his shoulder right before halftime, but Niners have a lot of work to do here. Started the third quarter. Niners, we have the ball at our own 28. Don't know if it is Brian Robinson out there, so we may not see McCaffrey. Purdy behind center. Pitch it right side to Brian Robinson. Flag on the play, and he didn't get any gain. What about getting another running back to help? I mean, I think we do have a couple of running backs, but we're just so reliant on McCaffrey that, McCaffrey does so much, so it's hard to, so it's going to be 2nd and 10, by the way. That it's hard to not have him on the field, but all right, 2nd and 10, 49ers. Purdy's in the gun by himself. Pearsall use check down low. Jennings, Brian Robinson, and I think that's Farrell out there. Snap is away. Purdy steps up in the pocket under pressure, just has to throw it away. Incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 9. I live in Pacific Northwest, and the NFL can't allow Seattle to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, strength and conditioning is awful. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with getting another running back, but I don't know if Brian Robinson's under contract for next year. Like, I think he's fine, but I do think you need like a speed back. Garendo has speed, but I think you need someone like a Raheem Mostert type guy who can just, break one. 3rd and 9. McCaffrey not out for this drive. Oh, Purdy under pressure. Throws it downfield. Caught first down, Jennings. 3rd and Jawan gets the first down. Purdy under all kinds of pressure. Spins out of it. Keeps his eyes downfield. Did a great job navigating the pocket. Throws it. And Jennings with a big catch. First down, 49ers. Needed that in the worst way. Nice catch, Jawan. Up to our own 48-yard line. Purdy behind center. The back is rookie Jordan James. Purdy's like scampering away under pressure. Just has to throw it away. And he does throw it away. The rookie Jordan James out there, number 29. Jake Tonjes is hobbling to the sideline. Every fucking game we're losing guys to injury. McCaffrey's not out there now. Jake Tonjes, that looks like a calf or something. I don't know, but Jake Tonjes is down. And what happened to Tonjes? Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. 2nd and 10 from our own 48. Rookie is in there. They hand it off to Jordan James. First NFL carry, I think, and picks up about 7 or 8. So good run by the rookie. The rookie out of Oregon. McCaffrey wants to get back in there. What about more improving offensive line? I wouldn't agree. I agree. I mean, I think I would start with defense, but defense, yeah, if you go at defense and offensive line, I mean, 3rd and 3 at the Seahawks 45. They hand it off up the middle. He's going to be a couple of 2 yards shy of the first down. And it's going to be 4th and 2. And I think the Niners you kind of have to go for it, right? Fourth and 2, folks, at the Seattle 44. Oh, you need this. No McCaffrey still. Purdy's in the gun. Snap. Seattle just rushes 4. Purdy gets sacked and loses a bunch. And it's Seattle ball at the Niners 40. Yeah, guys, it's not looking good. I think this game is game, set, and match. Seattle have the ball at the Niners' 40-yard line. No McCaffrey out there. Paul Stubbs, morning shifty, late to the party. Come on, Niners. Do us proud, drop in like flies. Well, now Tonjes is out, and McCaffrey is out. Like, there's not much we can do about this, you know. It is what it is. It's getting worse and worse. It's time to say goodbye. It hurts me. There's a lot of haters out there. Don't like us. Yeah, this game is out of reach. It's sweet to win the Super Bowl. Why is it that Seahawks fans, like, I don't know. This game is far from over. Why not kick it? Well, it's 4th and 2. I mean, if you can't get 4th and 2, not good. But I just, with no McCaffrey, no Kittle, no Ayuk, no even Tonjes, like we're talking about Jake Tonjes here as, someone that we need out there. What staffing or player changes would you like to see? We need a 63-man roster. I think they should make an exception for the 49ers, yeah. Yes, look, at least we're able to knock the Seahawks out. Let's see. Alrighty. I'm not really in the mood to deal with a whole bunch of Seahawk fans talking shit. So we're just going to, yeah, Pooney got beat badly on that play. But that's Leonard Williams going up against. 1st and 10 for Seattle. That's got to be a hold. I like how the subscriber count is, I already see it going up. And that's probably people who are subscribing to then in 20 minutes time talk crap. I thought that Cleveland Farrell was held on that play, but 2nd and 3 for Seattle at the Niners 35. Wow. Gets it to Cooper Kupp. There was so many players around there. Yeah, I can see that. See, look at the subscriber count is going up. First and 10, Seattle at the Niners 24. Hand it off to Kenneth Walker. Big gain. Picks up about 8. Yeah, I never talk shit when I'm here. I followed you for at least a year now. I appreciate that, Robert. Like, look, I get it. When you're winning, it's fun to talk shit and all that. Totally get it, but yeah, and sometimes I'm okay with it. I'm just not in the mood. Yeah, I could now this yeah, some people I think getting called out. It's like people clearly subscribing just to maybe talk crap. Second and 2 for Seattle at the Niners 16. They hand it off. Close to, gets the first down, I think. Seattle goes on to play who? It would be either the Bears or the Rams. DJ, we love you, Shifty. I hope continue to cover the NFL games. Yeah. Jake Tonjes is warming up on the sideline. Not like it's really gonna matter, but first and 10 at the Niners 14. Darnold looking to throw. Gets sacked. Nice job, CJ West with a big sack on Sam Darnold. There you go. I don't blame you. Yeah. Yeah, just not in the mood for it, you know? Not in the mood for just people coming to talk crap. Darnold will be hurting after this game. CJ West, yeah, with a big sack. Good job by the big man. Second and 18 for the Seahawks at the Niners 22. CJ West kind of playing a lot better football as the season's gone on. Stu Naylor, CJ West, awesome. Yeah, he's been playing better. Third down and about 14, I would say. Third down and 13. All right, let's get a stop, defense. Man, how about a turnover? Get some pressure, interception, or something would be sick. I'd like to put on the turnover chain. Niners bringing pressure. Darnold under pressure immediately. JSN's gonna get close to a first down. He's gonna be about 2 yards shy. Gonna be 4th and 2. You're excellent at retaining sports info. If you covered all teams, I bet a lot of people would be interested. That's good. Keith says, love your channel, man. Being from Pennsylvania, I don't get to watch a lot of games, but get to listen thanks to you. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. You know, that means a lot. And thank you, Gene. The Seahawks are going to send out their field goal unit. So this should be a bit of a chip shot here. Let's pop the score up. 24-yard field goal attempt. I've already put the score up. And it is good. I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of make excuses, but I probably should put in more time into the channel. Bear with me for one moment, guys. It's getting chippy down there. 49ers clearly just not happy with how the game has been going. Understandable. Let me see. Bear with me. Bear with me. We love you, Shifty. Hope you can. Yeah. Oh, that's an old one. Old comment. I could see you being a full-time YouTube guy. I appreciate that. Rams or Seahawks or Bears? Maybe the Bears, actually. Post in your community. What about chat? Being in Ireland at 3:20 is not an ideal time slot for maintaining a channel. Yeah, not really. Not really. What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? And that's a good question. I can't actually think of it. What the answer to that is? Like a hormone, um, like hormone levels can impact the body in like a lot of different ways. An enzyme, I can't remember. You can't hear an enzyme. I just got that. Gene. Oh, that's classic. I was like all trying to answer the question seriously, and then I'm like, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I needed that laugh. Allowed 10 yards before contact to running backs. McCaffrey's back in the game, so we're down 3 touchdowns. 22 minutes to go in the game. Purdy under pressure steps into the pocket, dumps it off to Juszczyk. Juszczyk barreling through guys. First down, 49ers. Brock Purdy's played pretty well, I think. Oh, let me. Ooh. First and 10 at our own 42-yard line. Purdy's in the gun. He's got McCaffrey beside him. Fakes the handoff. Niners going to be pretty much passing the rest of the way. Purdy looking. Intercepted. Looking for Luke Farrell. Intercepted. So, yeah, this game is over. This game is over. Wow, that Niners fan has some ears. The yeah, guys, this game, I think it's pretty much over. Bummer. Bummer. Honestly, other than losing like this to the Seahawks, I'm not yeah, look, I'm not considering how like the season went, after all the injuries. I'm still proud of the team, even if this game is going to be a complete blowout. congratulations to the Seahawks for moving on. Definitely the better team, the healthier team, the better team. Um, yeah, just too short-handed. You know what I mean? Too short-handed when you don't have so many players that you'd like to have out there. And so down 21, Seattle's going to get the ball. Good field position. Not much time left. Yeah. Yeah. Normally, guys, we'll see what happens on this drive, but if Seattle goes down and scores like a touchdown or something, considering for me it's 3:30 in the morning, I don't know how much longer I will do the game. And it's crazy to say and it's shitty to say because it's a playoff game, but yeah. What can you do? Yeah, beating the Eagles was actually awesome because even though when you look back at the 2022 NFC Championship game where like Purdy got hurt, um, you know, even though we came back in the next season and beat them in 2023, it still felt like there was a little bit of like unfinished business or something. So, knocking the Eagles out of the playoffs was pretty freaking sweet. Um, the Chiefs didn't even make it. Yeah, given the number of experienced players out, yeah, it's been a great season just with all things considered. Like, obviously, I mean, truly a great season is when you go all the way and win the Super Bowl. And while typically I'm not necessarily one for like moral victories or anything, um, yeah, typically I'm not the guy for moral victories, but I think you have to be proud of the team, happy with the team, just how all season long, despite all the odds, battling through and 12-5 record, winning a playoff game on the road, running into a very very good Seattle team, and yeah, so plus we had some really good rookies get play time, absolutely, and that's where I think it's going to be key here. So the Seahawks have the ball at the Niners 47. Darnold fakes the handoff, throws it, caught JSN, picks up about 4 or 5. But it's big, yeah, for guys like CJ. I think, yeah, CJ West, Alfred Collins. I mean, Seattle just has like there's nowhere for Purdy to go with the ball. I mean, you have Luke Farrell, but Purdy just took way too long to get back to him, and Jones just jumped the route. I mean, Farrell has got to be stronger there. I mean, Farrell has to know the linebacker is right beside him and just bursts through him and catches it. Luke Farrell, what a bust of a signing he's been. Kenneth Walker gets a yard or so. Lenore with a nice tackle on him. Third and 5 for the Seahawks. Yeah, it's good to see a lot of the rookies get some play time. And this experience, last week at Seattle or at Philadelphia and this week, I mean, even though this game hasn't been good, but for the defensive, I think the defense has actually played pretty well. So, no. I mean, what's going to happen is Saleh is most likely going to be hired on as a head coach somewhere. Um, and just wow, what a catch, Kenneth Walker, wide open, no one even close to him. First down, Seattle. But I mean, what's going to happen, yes, is Robert Saleh is going to most likely be hired as a head coach somewhere else. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, if I had to put on like a betting favorite, I would say that that Gus Bradley, as of now, would be the favorite to replace him as a DC. Gus Bradley was formerly a Seahawks defensive coordinator. He's been a head coach with the Jaguars, DC with the Colts. Or else, because a lot of the coaching hires, it's really taken time. That's a good play right there by D. Winters, running down Rashid Shaheed, and that's actually someone that I think the Niners maybe want to target in free agency is Rashid Shaheed. I mean, as we saw, a great return man, but also he's got crazy speed. But yeah, I think Gus Bradley's the favorite, but because a lot of coaches haven't yet been hired, like there's still a lot of vacancies. I mean, is there maybe a chance you can get a Jim Schwartz in here as a defensive coordinator? Um, Kind of going to like Jim Schwartz, basically what we said to Robert Saleh is you're going to be the defense is all yours. We're going to invest draft capital and free agency money on first down Seattle to Cooper Cup. Upton Stout wrestled the ball away from him, but yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, it's not really Sam Darnold who's beaten us. If you look at he's been okay today, but just the offense and special teams has let us down. I think the defense has played okay, but the yeah, either way, if you're going to go with a guy like Gus Bradley or with if you can get like, I mean, a Jim Schwartz would be a huge get, and this is all assuming, which we are, that Robert Saleh will most likely get a head coaching position. I'd be shocked if he didn't. The Seahawks versus Texans Super Bowl. I don't see any team being able to overcome those two defenses. I hope Robert Saleh stays. I would love it if Robert Saleh stayed for another year. I would absolutely love it. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does happen, that would be amazing. Do you think Kittle would have made a difference? Gene, I think a little bit. I mean, he would have helped. You think about it where, Jake Tom just had the fumble. Luke Farrell there has to do a better job. Like, I'm not saying that it was a good throw by Purdy. Like, I'm not saying that Purdy is blameless there. But Luke Farrell has a defender right beside, just behind his shoulder. And the linebacker just gets through him and just bam, intercept. Like, it's not even, like, he needs to be aggressive going to the ball. But yeah, so. But yeah, I think Kittle, it would have helped, but I don't think even with Kittle I don't think that I still wouldn't say Walker gonna run in, and that's another touchdown Seattle. Yeah, folks, this game is over. Alrighty, folks. I hate to do this, especially in a playoff game, but I think I might just have to call it here. It's past 3:30 in the morning. And yeah. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. 49ers lose. It was a good run while it lasted, and like we've said 100 times tonight, I think you just have to be proud of the team for getting this far. Against all the odds, you have to be proud of getting to the divisional round of the playoffs. Niners playing a defense via Zoom. I'd love to watch you call UFC. UFC, because you have, what's the big fight coming up? It's Justin Gaethje and Paddy the Baddy. There we go. We got this far just being, so loser, like, not worth watching. Susan, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. 32 teams and 49ers, Rams. What a division. Thanks, Shifty, for yours. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for all the positivity throughout the season. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate, like, the donations, guys. It's above and beyond. I don't ever ask or expect, but it means a lot. So thank you for that. That's awesome. But thank you guys for being positive. Thank you for understanding as well. I kind of went through and still do sometimes go through some issues health-wise where I missed a number of games this year. But so I appreciate all the understanding. You guys still coming in, checking in, watching the games with me. Even with games like this, it makes it a lot more enjoyable. So huge thank you to everyone who's been here. Thank you, Susan, for the 10. Thank you, Gene, for the 420 earlier. Raymond for re-upping the membership. Sicky for the $20 earlier. Yeah, Robert, look, it's a tough game, and best of luck to your Rams tomorrow night. Obviously, the Rams are a big rival and have been for the 49ers for what, like 50, 60 years. So it's kind of weird to say that, but best of luck to your Rams. Like, I'll be a good sport too. You've been a great sport and coming in here and chatting. So best of luck to your Rams. I do hope you beat the Seahawks because, the Seahawks fans are definitely the worst. So I do hope that if you beat Chicago, go into Seattle and shut down those MFers. I'd love to see that. But yeah, best of luck moving forward with the Rams. Thank you everyone, yeah, for the channel, and I appreciate you, Gene. And yeah, a lot of this, stuff. There's physical, mental stuff that kind of goes on that is taxing. But appreciate you guys for being here, for enjoying it, enjoying my company, and I enjoy yours. And there's a reason why I keep doing, like, why I do the games, and it's really fun, But it's the interaction with you guys. So that means a lot. It's a shame that I thought this game would be a lot closer, but it seemed a little bit ominous from the get go when we gave up that opening kickoff for the touchdown. I don't know if I'll be doing the Super Bowl, Gene. Maybe, but probably not. What I will be looking to do though is the games next week. So I will do my best to do both championship games. That's kind of something that's on my mind. But yeah, sorry to end the stream early, guys. But this game is just, I'm tired. It's 3:36 in the morning. If the game was close, I wouldn't even be feeling the time, but yeah, it's a brutal game. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks for moving on to the NFC Championship game, which they will be hosting either the Chicago Bears or the LA Rams. I want to thank you all for being here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. I know this game sucked. Enjoy tomorrow. Got 2 good games. Trick Runner, thank you so much, Trick Runner, for the $4.99. Again, above and beyond. You guys beat us last weekend, so like Sirianna said, go all the way. Let's go Niners. I wish that was the case, man. I appreciate that, and and for being a good Philly fan. Yeah, best of luck to your Seahawks. Not to your Seahawks. What am I talking about? Your Eagles. Best of luck to your Eagles next season, and your Flyers and Phillies and all that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And yeah, I try to be more a live and let live kind of fan, but there are some fan bases where I'm just like, I don't like them. So yeah, good night, Gene. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. Look, it's a bummer how the season ended, but it is what it is. So I'm going to head on out of here. But before I go, there's always 2 things I like to say. The butt does count. I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Niners for life, baby. That's why we're called the Faithful.